Hello everybody, my name is Adam Bergman and we are live and direct on the set of Adam Bergman's Moneymakers. It seems like there's a lot of hype going around on my favorite company called PALANTIR. Although I hate to use the word hype because nothing here is hype and everything is straight facts, because PALANTIR is a straight killer of a company. They got the growth, they got the moat, they got the cult-like following, and they got a guy called Alex Karp who looks like literally Albert Einstein, who's running the company. And he got one of those I don't give an F type of attitudes that's akin to Elon Musk. However, he's also, let's push forward and get this done and let our accolades, let our actual actions speak louder than words, very similar to Elon Musk. Except they shifted lately and they're focusing a lot on marketing. Again, I'm gonna keep using this term over and over again. Tree in the forest. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it fall, did it or did it not make a sound? Yes, technically it made a sound, but in actuality and reality, it didn't make a sound loud enough to cause an effect. And that's kind of the problem with PALANTIR. They're doing such an amazing job and their software is just so much better, light years ahead, that people don't even know who we are because people don't even realize that there is technology like PALANTIR out there. So 2 weeks ago, I made a video showing you that there was a PALANTIR partnership, loose partnership, whatever you want to call it, with Google and with Amazon. That Amazon partnership was actually announced in 2021. But this article was actually put out by Amazon AWS today, and it highlights its partnership between AWS, which is the cloud computing of Amazon, and actually PALANTIR. It goes a little bit more in depth than the last publication that I showed you. Again, I honestly think that it's becoming cool to use PALANTIR, as opposed to 6 months ago or a year ago, it was very taboo to use PALANTIR. And if you use PALANTIR, you're a sucker. Now, if you don't use PALANTIR, you're a sucker. Why? PALANTIR left Palo Alto. PALANTIR left Silicon Valley. PALANTIR was against the grain, very similar to what's happening with Elon Musk and Tesla, and they didn't go with that crowd. They're very much for pro-America. Let's work with America. Let's make American companies better. Let's work on both America and her allies. And a lot of people in Palo Alto straight up hate America. Like straight up. They love everybody but America, but the country that gave them billions and billions of dollars in their pocket so that they have this cushy situation where they can talk so much ish about the country that gave them what they did. Anyways, that's not this type of channel. Let's read this article. AWS Partner Network, APN blog. Scalable and rapid ERP analytics with PALANTIR HyperAuto on AWS. Now read who I'm talking about. By Tom Pearson, lead architect of PALANTIR. By Mehmet Bakaluga, senior solutions architect AWS. And by Francisco Palamini, Senior Solutions Architect, AWS. Guys, this is not just some entry-level secretary or clerks or interns. These are freaking heavy hitters. Lead architect and senior architects. It's no joke. It's no secret that data is the most important resource available to modern institutions. Many have it in spades, structured, unstructured, transactional, geospatial, to name a few. I can't even pronounce that word. The challenge is not necessarily generating, cataloging, or storing data, but operationalizing it. Guys, read what it just said. It's not about sorting it. It's about operationalizing it. What did I tell you about PALANTIR? PALANTIR does not just store data. PALANTIR does not keep your data. PALANTIR does not give you raw data. PALANTIR, if you're asking for something, it preemptively knows, okay, let's process this and try to figure out what you need with the data and do your job for you. Or let's give you a little bit of an alley-oop assist so you can go for that slam dunk and do whatever you need to do with your business or with your government branch. PALANTIR Foundry is an operations platform that leverages existing data systems and analytics tools to power smarter decision making. It fuses analytics with operation, leveraging right back and learning loops to create compounding value over time. Guys, I know nobody listens to me when I talk, I know it, but listen to these people. These are smart people. I can't even pronounce the words they're saying. It fuses analytics with operations, leveraging right back and learning loops to create compounding value over time. Compounding value over time, which means The more you use Palantir, the more it learns, the more value it will give you over the long term. The first step to operational data against pressing problems is integration. Data integration is typically time-consuming, manually intensive, and often requires expertise in the underlying data structure. Gartner reports that organizations spend more than 60% of their time working on data preparations. Palantir Hyper Auto leverages Palantir's software design data integration technology to solve this problem. Guys, if they can take away at least half of that 60% that they're talking about, just half, and they probably could take away 90% of that 60% or all of that 60%, 100%, that means that they could make you that much more effective. That means that Palantir can make you 30 to 60% more effective than you are right now. Now, the average operating cost of Palantir is $6.5 million. That is a drop in the bucket for these major corporations. And only now people are starting to see it. The huge problem that we had for quite a while was Palantir took a while to set you up. It took months. Then those months became a month. Then that month became several weeks. Now that several weeks became a couple of weeks, and now it's just a couple of days. Except Palantir can do it with the same amount of staff. So before you needed 5 people to set you up for 2 months, now you still need the same 5 people to set you up for 2 days. But now in a matter of a month, instead of setting up just one company, let's say, they could set up 15 companies, for example. I'm just giving you very, very generic basic math, but you get the principles. You get what I'm trying to say. Palantir is giving more to companies, and companies get more out of using Palantir than not using Palantir. And now Palantir can exponentially grow because they themselves can do more with their own company and their own staff. It exponentially grows. You don't need, if we want to set up double as much clients or customers, we need double as much staff. No, it's the opposite. We can keep setting up more and more people with less and less staff because we're getting more and more efficient, and our platform is just that much easier to integrate into somebody's computer system. When that happens, and people are going to understand that is just so easy to use Palantir, rocket ship, guys, rocket ship. Like, we're going to be right next to SpaceX with Tesla, and we're going to be like, hey, Elon Musk, how you doing? Yeah, I know, Tesla doesn't make SpaceX. I messed up. One such source system commonly found in large organizations is an enterprise resource planning system, ERP. Organizations often have multiple ERP systems running on various versions due to mergers and acquisitions. Palantir Hyper Auto utilizes SDDI, which is the software-defined data integration, to automate data integration, transformations, and modeling. It gives instant 360-degree views of key business themes, cost of goods sold, inventory, plants, warehouse, products, and so on. It enables dynamics what-if scenarios, testing to identify opportunities to increase sales, optimize product mix, and reduce costs. Following this, Foundry writes back to source systems for continuous learning. Guys, it boggles my mind that people don't understand that. If you didn't get anything from that, just hear that, for continuous learning. That means that it's always going to learn. But essentially what this basically is saying is that Palantir's Hyper Auto takes software-defined data integration, which means that it just takes data and it integrates it into your software, and then it starts learning what-if scenarios, how do you increase sales, how do you decrease inefficiency, your warehouse, your products, your inventory. It takes all of this together. It starts doing AI data analytics, and instead of giving you the raw data like, okay, if you do this and this, then let's reanalyze and see if you could get better. No, Palantir is going to say, if you do this and this is going to reduce inefficiency by 12%. But if you also do this and this, it's going to not only reduce inefficiency by 12%, it's going to increase your productivity by another 6%. You understand what I'm trying to say? In March 2022, Palantir unveiled the Foundry ERP suite, now packaged with Hyper Auto to deliver cost savings for Amazon Web Service customers. In this post, we provide an overview of the solutions we focus on, SAP, and explain how Foundry running on AWS delivers scalability, okay? That's the article that I was talking about, March 2021, except we didn't get too much press. Now, all of a sudden, we're getting press. Now, it's really, really cool to work with Palantir because Palantir saves money. Palantir makes your life at least 60% easier. Now, if you're a huge corporation, a mega corporation, like Microsoft, like Tesla, like Apple, all these trillion-dollar or, $100 billion more company. Who would not want to work with Palantir, especially now with all this bottlenecking, especially now with all this productivity challenges? Palantir solves a lot of those headaches. Don't forget, Palantir is the reason, whether you believe it or not, that we had such a smooth deliverance for the COVID vaccine, for the COVID responses. And I know some people can say, oh, it wasn't so smooth. Can you imagine what it would be without Palantir? They literally got on board and connected an entire country from left to right. And did you see how things were getting a lot smoother after the first month or 2, 3, 4, 5? That's Palantir. Continuous learning, adaptation, and making you less inefficient, therefore making you that much more efficient. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Palantir Foundry deployed on AWS leverages core services such as Amazon Simple Storage Service, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling, Elastic Load Balancing, Amazon Relational Database Service, and AWS Key Management Service to provide a scalable and cost-effective platform. Scalable and cost-effective. Remember those words. AWS is also the platform of choice and innovations for 5,000 plus SAP customers and hundreds of partners. The Foundry ERP suite supports most versions of both the SAP ERP Central Component and S/4HANA. Customers who have their SAP workloads running on AWS benefits from improved latency when integration data into Foundry. What does that very complex statement mean? That means very, very simple in plain English. If you use AWS and you want to make yourself more efficient and you want to actually understand what the F is going on between all of these components that were just mentioned, all you got to do is click, 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 clack, combine Palantir and make your life so much easier. That's what they're trying to say. Use Palantir to make all of that integrate seamlessly all together so that really not so smart people can do really smart high-level stuff using Palantir Foundry. And those same really not so smart people are going to get really big raises when they come back to their boss and say, hey, we did this. And the boss is going to say, oh my God, and you didn't even graduate Harvard and you were able to do this? Here's a 20% bonus. So at the end of the day, Palantir is just the shit, making everybody that much better. And that's a fact, Adam. Palantir HyperAuto Overview. Palantir HyperAuto has 3 core components: Source System Connector, Source Data Explorer, and Automated Pipeline Generator. To take a concrete example, let's examine each of these components through the lens of working with SAP data. The SAP Certified Connector, developed in partnership with Discover Limited, is installing using Saint, SAP add-on installation tools. Once set up, users can configure Zincs to securely import data from blah, 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 blah. Write back functionality to SAP, blah, 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 blah. All right. The problem is now this is getting super complicated and most people, 90% of people, do not understand what's going on over here. 90% of people don't even want me to read any further because you guys can read this yourself. So I'm just going to read you the key things. Seamlessly browse SAP models. Inspect the scheme of a given table and preview a set of records to better understand the data before extracting it. Utilize the comprehensive search function to find other SAP tables outside of predefined modules. Very important. Out of predefined modules, which means you're looking for things that you're not even looking for. You're going to get things that you unexpectedly got. In other words, Palantir makes you so much better because they don't just process raw data. They figure out a way to make you less efficient. And by being less efficient, that means you are more productive and more efficient. I'm just going to read you guys the conclusion because I probably lost half my audience. In this post, we explored how Palantir HyperAuto, powered by Foundry on the AWS, which provides a high scalability architecture, can rapidly integrate data and ERP systems and operationalize that existing data against pressing business problems. Because HyperAuto integrates data in a software-defined way, it removes the technical barrier to entry of traditional data analytics. Understand what that just said? It removes the technical barrier to entry of traditional data analytics. Now, this is the first time I'm reading this article. What did I just say? It makes people that are not so smart appear to be super smart. Those non-Harvard graduates now become uber Harvard graduates, and they look great. in front of their boss and they get raises. Why? Because Palantir is changing lives, one life at a time. Because HyperAuto integrates data in a software-defined way, it removes the technical barrier to entry of traditional data analytics, empowering business users, IT, and operators to work from a collaborative source of truth. Most importantly, it enables enterprises to improve their operations in hours or days, not months or years. Boom. Guys, did I not just say that? Did I not just say that? You guys got to start listening to me. Most importantly, it enables enterprises to improve their operations in hours or days, not months or years. Guys, there is nothing more that I could possibly add to that article except for break it down one more time in plain English. Palantir takes data. Instead of giving you raw data that you need to go through, Palantir will give you process data that they believe preemptively can help you. So they try to think, what do you need with the raw data? And let's just process it for you to try to help you figure out how you can make something better. And if you're looking to fix A, sometimes Palantir can be like, well, not only can we fix A, but if you tweak B, C, and D, we can definitely fix F as well without you doing anything else. And it's like, real deal AI data analytics. Plus, Palantir is plug and play. Plus, Palantir used to take months, but now it just takes days to set up. Those days instead of months does not cost us anything, which means our bottom line increases because our TAM increases as well. But our cost of production decreases or stays stable, which means our margins increase. Does that make sense what I just said? And if you didn't get anything yet from this article, plug and play system, really easy to use, making mediocre people very, very smart, look good, decrease inefficiency, increase your efficiency if you use Palantir, partnering up with companies like Amazon, partnering up with companies like Google, and a bunch of other companies. Palantir is literally the shit. It's gonna blow up. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an entertainer and educator at best. I know this article was really dry, really, really boring, and I did my best to make this fly as quick as possible and try to explain to you the key details. But this thing right here is super, super important. And what else is very important is they're literally picking Palantir up like, they're putting them on a pedestal. Why? Because Palantir is now the cool kid on the block. Palantir is the program that you want to be using. Palantir Foundry is definitely the platform that you want to use. Why? Everybody knows that they're helping NATO out right now. Everybody knows that they're helping European Union out. And I think that in a year from now, they will be the absolute champion, without a doubt, the #1 software platform in the world, that's which they are now, just nobody knows about them. But in a year from now, people will know about them. And that's when the price of Palantir should be in the triple digits per share. Not financial advice. Thank you so much. And again, I wanted to say thank you very much. I believe we have now 267 subscribers to this channel in just under 3 weeks. This channel is massive. And I gotta say one more time, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I appreciate you guys, because without you guys, I couldn't do anything, specifically the people in the back. And thank you for watching my other videos, because this is not a Palantir channel. This is a stock channel. But a lot of my focus is on Palantir and growth sector stocks. Thank you. Love you all. Have a great day.